She's a man. She's a man's man.
She's a man.
Quite the transformation Becky Lynch has done, turning herself into William Regal.
It's kind of amazing how she skyrocketed to the top of the women's division, and she kind of overshadows some of the men quite well in her own right.
You know, she's entertaining, she's enjoyable, she's talented.
I've never liked her more than I enjoy her right now.
She's definitely the kind of wrestler WWE should be pushing nowadays, but just for some reason is determined not to. We know they can. We got a glimpse at it. Between AJ Styles and Becky Lynch, we know they can. It's what is WWE gonna do with it?
Right. There's so much potential. There's so much we gotta talk about coming up here in the episode. Because there's so much that happened this week.
Yeah, truly there
to the
is.
point that the two of us considered watching Raw and SmackDown.
Considered it. Still didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know. Did you end up watching either one?
I got to highlights. I watched about 40 minutes of highlights.
Obviously, I seen the punch. Everybody's seen the punch.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen the invasion, which was okay. I think they did it better last year, but
I thought it was better than last year. Just the initial scene with her and Rousey in the locker room when Becky had her in the disarm her.
Yeah, see, that was nice. I just wish, like last year, they did most of it was backstage, and then a little bit of it was in the ring. Where this year is like they started with her in the ring or backstage with Ronda, and then it was just all in ring stuff. And it just looks a little grittier when it's backstage and in the locker rooms.
I think it looked gritty enough, to be honest. It was good.
Yeah, not on purpose,
but it was damn good.
So I did watch that. I watched the Dean Ambrose promo because I heard that was a really good promo. And that was definitely shades of Jon Moxley in the vest burning promo.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
The highlights didn't show the entire thing. It kind of only showed the parts that made me roll my eyes. Hopefully he'll do it good. Hopefully he'll be a good heel. There's so many fucking heels in the company right now. So what's shaking with you this week, Fat Mack?
Oh, busy week as always. Just been running around. Haven't been able to catch a break to the fact that I actually ended up passing out today. And fuck, for like 3 hours.
I bet that was nice.
Because I've been busy, and then I haven't gotten a chance to actually get much good sleep because I'm usually up late and then waking up early. And yeah, no, it wasn't nice. I do not do well sleeping during the day because when I wake up, I just feel crappy. I never wake up feeling refreshed. So as I woke up like about 2 hours before we started recording, and it's just like for me, I don't like that. I'd just rather have stayed awake and then been pumped and ready to go and then drop after we're done. But that's all right.
It's okay. Now by the end of the 2 hours, you'll be pumped and not able to sleep.
Yep, exactly.
Thusly feeding the cycle.
How's your week been, Paystee?
Busy. Been cranking out lots of stuff. Content for the page and for all of our shows. Hard at work to the grindstone, and got some new special things to show you guys coming up very soon. It's been fun, and it's fun seeing the results I'm seeing this week. It's a feel-good week for me. Getting lots done, enjoying what I'm doing, and being very productive.
Yeah, it's good. And on top of everything else this week, I still got to try to find time to make a trip over. My friend bought an apartment building, and a bunch of the apartments, like, just the people just left everything there. Like, I don't know, they couldn't afford it and just left or whatever. So I was like, shit, there's just a bunch of crap laying around in a bunch of apartments. And she's like, yeah. I was like, fuck. So let's find a time to get together. Take me through. I'm a scavenger. If there's some decent stuff in there, I mean, it doesn't got to be good, but if there's some decent stuff, I'm going to get me a new love seat or a new table or something. It's probably mostly crap, but You never know. You can find a diamond in the rough here and there.
I got a Coke mirror.
That's what I'm hoping for. Right. Yeah, so I have to find time to do that also. And that should be interesting. I like going through people's shit, like when they just leave it like that, because you get to see a glimpse into their world, and then you make up stories about them and stuff, give them a whole backstory. It's fun.
You're a beef American picker.
Yeah, beef American picker.
I know, back when I lived in Redwood, one of the neighbors left their place abruptly, left a lot of their shit. I had offered to help the cleanup crew, and they accepted. But I'm working downstairs. They're upstairs, throwing shit out the window to get rid of it.
Yep.
Go through a cabinet, find a big-ass double-ended dildo. Come downstairs, flopping it all over the place. Ugh.
That's hilarious.
Not if you know the neighbor.
Paystee put an extra set of rubber gloves on for that one.
I didn't have nothing to do with it. Nope.
Fun times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to have energy this week, Fat Mack.
Yes!
Whoa! That was too much energy. Peek the microphone. Don't do that again.
Oh, no.
Calling all listeners, friends, fans, and family of Beef Sticks Podcast and all of our cloud-style broadcasting shows. If this is reaching your ears and you enjoy the product we deliver to you each and every week, I implore you, make your way to facebook.com/Beefsticks Podcast. Give us a like. Follow everything we have going on over there, because between me and the Fat Mack, we keep content coming out on a daily basis, and it's a good time.
We keep it busy.
Also, I'm here putting out this call to all of you. Please, while you are there, click on the review button. Give us a little review of the show. You love it? You hate it? We want to know. It's a great way to benefit the show. It doesn't cost you anything but a moment of your time. And on top of all that, we'll read your comments, your reviews, and shout you out on the podcast.
And who doesn't love to just give their opinion on the internet anyways? Right. Isn't that what 90% of the internet is nowadays?
I'd say so. Yeah. Usually it's the people with the negative opinions and the people who don't have negative views. Keep their mouth shut, because why do I need to talk about it? I enjoy it. But
right?
Looking forward to getting some reviews from you guys. Always love interaction. We've been doing good things, and we're going to continue to strive for moving forward and upward and onward.
Never backward, but always twirling. Don't forget also, check us out on Twitter. That is at BeefSticksCSB.
Yes, indeed.
Check out what's popping on there. If there's ever a decent pay-per-view that we actually feel like we might want to watch, we like to, when we get the chance, live stream on there and be interactive, and feel free to check us out on there, most definitely.
I'm considering putting together a Beef Sticks Podcast Instagram. Everybody says it's popping over on the grams. I want to get down on that. We share a lot of pictures anyway. I'll have more info for you guys on that next week. Stay tuned. That'll get him to come back, right?
That's how you do it.
Such a cliffhanger. We need the Instagram information. That'll be cool, though. Over there, maybe I can make some exclusive shit and just toss it out over there for the people who follow us.
Yeah, Instagram is fun.
So I've never fucked around with it on any level other than one of the Galactic Get Downs.
Yeah, I have a personal Instagram account. I go on there, I wouldn't say regularly, but every now and then. A few times a week, I guess.
A lot of people would say Snapchat too, but I'm not a Snapchatter.
I can't.
I'm too old for that shit, I guess.
The Snapchat is beyond my complete understanding. They're like, you do a Snapchat story. It's like, how the fuck do you do a Snapchat story? I don't even get it. Between Snapchat and TikTok, man, they're all
the fuck is
above
TikTok?
Me. It's like Snapchat on crack. It I don't know. It's one of the video. It's an app. It's like Snapchat, but I think it's all video, like no pictures.
Oh God.
And yeah, it's the big thing. It's the big application now. I couldn't believe I don't remember what I was watching a while back, but I was watching something and they were like talking about on Facebook. And the one kid started laughing and he's like, nobody uses Facebook anymore. I was like, oh my gosh, Facebook is old now. Like, damn, now Facebook is irrelevant. That's the only one I keep up on.
Right.
That's
I don't know how to do
the
the rest of them.
Shit.
We'll get really good at them, and then we'll
TikTok.
make a podcast about how to be old and good at social medias.
Right. I might try TikTok one of these days. Get one of my nieces or something to walk me through it.
Hey, speaking of Galactic Get Down, if you are a Smokin' Joe fan, a Dead Larry fan, a Galactic Get Down alien, head on over to theflowfestival.com/people's-choice-voting and cast your vote for Smokin' Joe to play the Flow Festival in Hawaii. This has been a dream of his for a long time, and I'd really like to see him achieve it. He deserves it, and I think his music would get over very well over there. You can vote once a day, as many times you want, through December 28th, 2018. Voting only takes a minute, so after you use a minute to give Beefsticks Podcast a review on our Facebook page, head on over there and show some love.
Yes, I've been placing my votes for the guy. I want to get him over there. I want to get him over there so that when I want to get to Hawaii, I can send him a Facebook message and be like, dude.
Podcast.
Well, no, I'm just going to be like, hey, dude, I just need a few $1,000 for airfare down to Hawaii. You want to hook me up? Remember that time I got you there? I'm only short like 6,000. Come on. No, it's good. It'll be good for him. I'm very happy for him. I hope he gets it. Like I said, I've been voting. I put my multiple votes in, and I'm going to continue to.
Yes, indeed. It's a worthy cause. It's good music, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, hop up on any of your streaming sources. I know how you know how to do that. You can't possibly. It's not Kit Kat or whatever the fuck.
That's not Kit Kat. Not gonna give me a break.
Kit Kat. That one's just rappers.
Right. Let's start the Kit Kat app.
Let's do it.
It's only videos of people eating Kit Kats. It's the whole fucking thing. Just people eating Kit Kats.
I prefer the idea of a bunch of terrible rappers trying to catch a break.
Isn't that called YouTube?
Hey, YouTube is more than that, though. This would be isolated.
The isotopes.
Isotopes. Uranium.
What about Uranus? What?
It's bleached.
What the fuck is going on here, man? You got to do that. It's so much easier nowadays too, since they came out with those bleach pens. Before, when I had to take like a hose and pour bleach into my ass, now I just take the pen and shove it up there.
See, I just quote a string of ass beads and insert. I go for the full thing, too. You know. Nobody's gonna go fucking tongue to ass if the canal's not clear, right?
Paystee does it the Benoit style. And so many wrestling fans are trying to put together what Benoit has to do with anal beads. Chris Benoit, anal beads. I don't get it. Just Google it, friends. Just Google it. Yeah, Paystee. WWE is becoming a man's world.
Yes, it is. Well, it's been a man's world. It's been a McMahon's world.
That's not it. That's nowhere near as good as a McRib world.
No, God, no. Give me that.
I definitely prefer a McRib world. They need to make a McRib mascot.
Yeah, they do.
Like Mayor McCheese, but with a McRib.
I want a McRib flurry.
See that. That sounds just horrible.
I bet it'd still be good. But yes, folks. It has been setbacks galore for the WWE, with Joe Anoa'i, a.k.a. Roman Reigns, out of commission, a.k.a. Superman punching leukemia in its dirty, rotten mug, along with a string of injured top stars. Last week, we had no way of even guessing the immediate future for the company. Raw and SmackDown shook things up even further. On Monday, the man's man, Buck Lynch, led an all-out assault on the Raw women's locker room. The wrestler formerly known as The Woman beat down Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey backstage, locking her in a disarm him, and nearly snapped off the poor girl's arm. And this is a man, mind you. It's madness. Malarkey. This shouldn't be happening in my WWE.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Buck then proceeded to lead an army of women ringside where the battle erupted. Not far into the scuffle, the ever-graceful Nia Jax misjudged a punch and hit the man hard enough to cause a facial fracture and a concussion. In this moment, this would be huge for old Buck Lynch. With blood covering his face, he led the SmackDown women to victory and launched himself further than ever into the WWE history books. Though the following night would prove that the blood and gory also have their consequences. On SmackDown, General Manager Paige called Team SmackDown women to the ring before introducing the man to center stage, where old Buck Lynch would announce he was not cleared to compete this Sunday at Survivor Series, passing the torch of competing with Rousey to his arch nemesis Charlotte Flair, sealing that deal with a hug. Oh, and also Daniel Bryan turned heel on AJ Styles, won the WWE Championship after a downed ref didn't see a low blow. Ha, Shinsuke. And will be facing Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. But who cares about that, really, right?
I really feel sorry for AJ Styles' testicles. It's like, I don't know what they did to piss off the locker room. I feel sorry for Shinsuke's legs
and his forearms. How weak is that man? He can't put him down. Daniel Bryan can. He hasn't even been back in action that long.
Yeah, it's something else, buddy. It certainly is. It's certainly something else.
I just see Vince backstage. Oh, that TNA guy. We're gonna get him. Go out there and wail on his testicles as hard as you can.
Right. Yeah. This week WWE just. I think they gave up. It was like, first there was the Roman Reigns thing, and then there was the Braun Strowman thing, and now with Becky Lynch, I think they just threw their hands in the air and said, you know what? Fuck it.
Have Daniel Bryan. Try.
Go ahead. Go out there. You guys do whatever the fuck you want. Don't even talk to us. Just go out and do something. I don't care. How is it going to affect next week? We don't fucking know, because everything's going to change next week anyways. Throw their hands in the air, just walk out. And I don't blame them. It's got to be frustrating. To be fair, they've done a shitty job of creative before all of this shit happened. So I don't, I'm not going to get them off the hook that much. But this has just got to be rough for them. Everything they try to do, and it's all main event shit, is the worst part.
Yeah.
Roman,
everybody
Braun,
who becomes
Becky.
A main event superstar is just doomed to fall. It's even rumored that AJ Styles has been working with injury lately, and that's part of the reason that he dropped the title to Daniel Bryan, because they didn't want him going up against Lesnar, and also the fact that he went up against Lesnar last year at SummerSlam, and this match has never happened before, and I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like Vince McMahon wanted to protect AJ by not having him lose to Lesnar 2 years in a row at SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, I'm sorry. Which, first of all, would have fucked up my pick, because I was actually picking for AJ to go over, which I guess is stupid on my part. But I thought you could do it and still protect Brock. But I get that kind of. But then, I mean, is it really protecting AJ if he lost to Daniel Bryan on SmackDown instead of losing to Brock Lesnar on the pay-per-view main event? I mean, I don't know. Is that really much better?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy how much WWE has had to swerve and change plans in the last few weeks. And it's crazy to think where we started and where we're at now.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
We could have had the Shield and Finn Balor versus the Dogs of War and Baron Corbin as our Survivor Series match.
Now there is no Shield.
No.
There's barely a Finn Balor.
Vince is already writing Roman off as dead. Burn them.
There is no Dogs of War. And Baron Corbin is apparently possibly getting Kurt Angle fired.
We'll see.
Not fired, just not renewed.
I'm glad that didn't come down to a match at this show. And I'm glad Shane Corbin isn't happening at this show.
Yeah, but man, I've heard people talk, and I haven't seen any reliable source of this, but I've heard people talk, and I could see WWE do it, of WrestleMania having Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon, and I don't fucking want that.
We should have had that shit last year.
Oh, I don't want that at all. Mm-mm. So, I mean, at this point, there's no way to even guess where they're going. I mean, you and I are going to. Mm-hmm. We're going to speculate, but there's no really way of guessing because I don't think before all these injuries they really knew what they were doing 2 weeks ahead of time. Now, I don't think they really know what the hell they're doing next week.
I honestly think a key to the guessing lies in the stipulation they just added to the Mixed Match Challenge. And that is the winning team will receive the title 30th entrant at the Royal Rumble for both male and female.
Which automatically means they're not winning. So
I don't know about that. I could see AJ and Charlotte to win and AJ to enter in at 30. Charlotte might not win hers, but AJ probably would. And then what if
there's only been one.
He said, I'm going after Lesnar. I wanted to fight Lesnar. I didn't get to. Daniel stole my championship. I want Lesnar. And he picks Raw.
It could. I think there's only been one 30th entrance to win the Royal Rumble.
It would fix your face problem on Raw some. In a huge way.
I didn't know I had a face problem.
Oh, you do. You have a fucking face problem. That's why we don't do YouTube anymore.
It's so sad.
Oh, fuck. Just... It's your fucking face. Get over it.
No, I'm pretty sure there's only been one. I think only The Undertaker has ever won at the 30th, coming in as the 30th entrant. But, yeah, I mean, usually if you're coming in the 30th, it's just a guarantee you're not going to win because it's so obvious.
Yeah, but now that they do two, now that they're doing two, one for male, one for female, you're more likely that one of them would.
And nobody wants to see the 30th. We want to see somebody who's been in there for, almost an hour or something, and it's a good way to piss the fans off.
You want to see Daniel Bryan come in at number 1 and get thrown out 4 before the end?
Hey, there's been 3 number 30 winners. Okay,
I thought so. Shawn Michaels should be one of them, right? No?
Nope.
Who?
Undertaker, Cena, and Triple H. Which, by the way... Yeah, I was going to say, AJ Styles is not Undertaker, Cena, or Triple H.
He kind of is.
Not in the WWE's eyes. In the fans' eyes, he's greater than. In WWE's eyes, he's that guy who we give a title to, but he's actually
that like guy we send people to hit in the nuts for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously, even though, and don't get me wrong, he had a 371-day title reign. But he never had a main event. They never put him over as anything big or a champ. He was basically the new Daniel Bryan, which is now Daniel Bryan.
I
mean, I think Vince McMahon just seen him I think he's seen that title as like the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title.
Yeah. Now, do you see Daniel Bryan staying heel?
At least for a little while. I don't see him.
I feel like it's got to last.
I don't see him staying. I don't see him staying champion very long. But we know. I mean, we've talked about it for a few weeks that they've been trying to turn Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon heel. That's been their plan.
Shane's a heel just because nobody wants to fucking see him wasting time on the program.
And the thing is, I don't mind Daniel Bryan being a heel. What I mind is the writers not coming up with anything. That's what I don't like. It's like, oh, we need Daniel Bryan to be heel, or we've been wanting him to be heel. Well, we need him to turn heel now because Becky Lynch is off the pay-per-view, and we need to shake things up because Daniel Bryan is definitely going to shake things up more than AJ. So what do? I know what we'll do. We'll have Paul Heyman say he's a great wrestler, and then we'll have AJ Styles say he's a great wrestler, and that would piss anybody off. So of course he's going to turn heel. Like, how fucking stupid. Daniel Bryan had no reason to be out there. He had no reason to even be upset because they were putting him over the whole time. He's like, I said you couldn't say my name. And AJ's like, Yeah, but if somebody asks who's one of the best wrestlers in the world, I'm going to say Daniel Bryan. And then he punched him. Like, what?
Well, he said
that doesn't make any sense.
That's the problem.
That's
best
like son of a
wrestler
bitch.
in the world. One more word than Shane's title, so it flies.
Well, I was going to say, he can't be Shane McMahon, so... Yeah, it just... I don't get me wrong. I am happy to see Daniel Bryan carry the championship, and I am I mean, he's been a good heel, so I don't mind him being a heel.
And another thing to note here. AJ Styles lost the championship before breaking CM Punk's record. CM Punk returned at WrestleMania to face Shane McMahon for the title of Best in the World. Imminent.
If CM Punk had a record, that would be something, but CM Punk doesn't have a record.
430-some days.
Well, yeah, he's like number 10 or something, or number 7. Like, what? He's the 7th
but
longest
he's the best
reigning,
in the world.
That doesn't mean anything.
So it means something. His longest title reign as the best in the world was 437 days.
I just wish that the writers would every now and then just actually try to be creative and try to at least come up with a storyline. The whole...
Well, it's kind of hard when your people keep
Becky
fucking
Lynch
dying off and falling to pieces.
But that's their job. That's their job. That is what these guys get paid a shit ton of money.
I get it, and I feel like they're definitely making chicken salad out of chicken shit right now. I think they're making the best of it.
I think they're polishing a turd, but it's still a turd. I don't know if it's chicken salad. I'm not eating their shit.
It's a pleasant difference from what we would have got a month ago.
We got Becky Lynch coming out and just giving Charlotte Flair,
and then making out with her for 20
minutes. Who's her biggest enemy? Yeah, who's supposed to have been her biggest foe, just giving her the title shot. And then hugging and everything's all hunky-dory. It's like, well, what the fuck happened here now?
Yeah, no, she should have just stayed heel.
Why not explain
I can't compete, so I have to give it to the person who can handle it. And when I look at you, it's really fucking hard to choose. And then just throws it down at Charlotte's feet and
then they
walks
give
away.
us a match that we're going to see at WrestleMania.
Like
anyways.
I said, I don't know.
Survivor
with
Series
the way
now.
that Becky's rising right now,
what the hell?
I see Rousey Lynch mania.
I would love to see Rousey Lynch more than Charlotte Lynch. Or more than Charlotte Rousey.
The thing is the playoff of them too. They both have arm-based submission maneuvers, and so that's a really good duality.
Yeah, but unless Vince actually keels over before WrestleMania, A, he's never going to allow Becky Lynch to be in any kind of big spot like that, and B, Vince McMahon isn't big on submissions.
Vince is a fucking idiot if she hasn't impressed him the last 3 weeks. She is doing everything that he loves. And getting results, seeing results, the pops from the crowd. She right now is what he always wanted Roman Reigns to be.
But look at it this way. Look at how long all of that was happening, and they still kept trying to bury her and kept trying to make her to be a heel and kept trying
She's not giving them a choice.
Yeah, but they're not following up on it. They're not following up on it.
As long as she keeps it up.
They literally just had her bitch out to Charlotte.
I honestly see her rounding the PWI 500 next year, probably out in the top 10, top 5 even.
Yeah,
she's going to beat out a lot of men.
This year's,
and I think the man gimmick really helps that. A lot of people are like, that's kind of detrimental to what you're doing with evolution and everything. I don't think so at all.
No, and I love what she's doing. I just don't feel. I mean, from everything we've seen from Vince McMahon in the past 40 years, he picks who he wants to like, and that's who he likes. He doesn't see anybody else as being good or bad or whatnot. I mean, he just picks who he likes, and that's who it is.
Well, we'll see how it all pans out. I just know we're setting up for some really interesting shit coming up here.
Interesting, yeah. Now, if they could get to entertaining, that would... make my day.
I think I'm going to be entertained by this show. I'm not going to lie. I have high hopes for it.
Which show?
Survivor Series.
Oh my gosh, Paystee. I'm not going to watch it, Paystee.
You fuck off. We do a podcast.
We're talking about this right now. Single match.
We're putting our predictions. You have to do the other half of the work. It's the easy part.
There's not a single match on here that I want to watch. There isn't a single one that's been built up that makes me want to watch
Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali? Come on.
Good old Murph Dirt. Yeah, there's just nothing's been built up. They just hodgepodge throw people together.
You see Raw superstars fight SmackDown superstars.
That is true because we never see that. We didn't see that just this week. Or the last pay-per-view.
Okay.
Or the pay-per-view before that.
We're going to revise our statement. It's the one time a year you can see Raw superstars fight SmackDown superstars at Survivor Series.
Yep, exactly. I mean, come on, Peyton. I've been talking about this for months, how I really didn't want to see it turn into this. And then it turned into this. And then I was like, but you know what? Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch is going to be awesome. And AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, I'm excited for.
Leukemia,
so I was like,
man.
you know what? That's fine. What leukemia didn't affect this any?
Yes, it did. Because when the Shield was back together, they were pushing to have the Raw Survivor Series match, 10 men from Raw in a Survivor Series match, vying for storyline shit. Everything would have been different. It wouldn't have been all this brand versus brand stuff. Leukemia happened. Injuries started happening. WWE panicked, and this is what we get out of it. I think this is still pretty good.
If you listen to what I'm actually trying to say...
No, I don't want to.
Once I seen it turned into all of this, I said, hey, Becky Lynch and Ronda, I'm really super excited for that. I even thought that should close out the show, be the main event. And I was like, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, that was great last year. One of the best matches WWE had last year. I'm excited to watch that again. And like I said, I thought AJ was going to win. I was super stoked for that. So then I find out that Becky Lynch gets busted up and she can't be in there. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to my son's mother this morning. We're driving to a meeting. And I said, there's rumors that Becky won't even be able to make it to the show because she watches the shows. And she said, no, she's pulled and she's giving it to Charlotte and they hugged. And I was like, oh, that's stupid. You know, she explained the whole thing to me and I was like, well, at least we still have Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles. And she started laughing. And I was like, what? And then she explained to me that whole deal. And I was like, what the fuck? I felt like crying.
I'd rather see Daniel versus Brock, to be honest. And it doesn't need to have a story because Brock Lesnar matches are pointless anyway. Obviously, Daniel's probably not going to win. If he does, that's a fucking miracle. And it'll be the greatest thing in the history of time. I hope it's not a squash. I hope it's a 15-minute match.
See, that's what I want. I want a built-up 15, 20-minute back-and-forth match.
I think Lesnar and Bryan can do that without a story. I think they can do that without a story, no problem.
They probably could, but they're not going to on this show.
We'll see. We will see.
You know?
Let's get into these picks.
You really think... Well, hold on. I'm
cutting you off. You're wrong.
The whole Ronda Rousey Flair thing.
Yeah.
They could have found somebody better for Ronda Rousey, couldn't they? Since it's not a champion anyways. My first thought immediately goes to Sonya Deville. Why doesn't Becky say, I need somebody who's on par with her, that can hold up, that's been in her world? Pick Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville can lose, and it's not going to hurt Sonya Deville at all.
I'll give you my opinion on that when we're doing our picks.
All right. All right, so what do you got? We got the first 10-on-10 Survivor Series elimination match. This is a tag match. It's a tag match that includes tag teams. That isn't just a tag match, but a 10-tag, 10
only
10
2
team
men
tag
of 20
traditional
men
match.
In the ring at a time. It's so much fun.
They've done this in the past, and it's like, God, this Survivor Series was not meant for tag teams.
10 teams is a lot of fucking teams.
They've done it with with the 10 different teams. I think they've done it with at least 8. I don't know that they've done 10 in the past. I can't imagine somebody looking at the past ones and saying, well, fuck, if we just add more teams, it'll be better.
What we need is more teams. And the thing is with this lineup, you're going to have 20 men competing plus 3 men at ringside. 23 people at ringside. You basically have yourself a fucking over-the-top rope battle royale. But they did that on Raw, so...
Oh, so we got representing the blue brand, the Usos, the New Day, the Sanity, the Colons.
The Colons, they're my favorite. And I like to cleanse them.
The Good Brothers. Yeah, you gotta dig the Colons. And they're taking on the Red Riders, which is Rude and Gable, the Lucha House Party, consisting of... Well, there's like 4 people in that, so who's represented in this one? Sin Cara, or Kalisto, and...
It's Kalisto, and...
Do you know who's represented in this one? Because there's like 4 members of Lucha House. I thought there was 3. Maybe
I don't know exactly. I haven't seen them. It says it in their name, Lucha House Party. They're only at house shows.
Right.
I love this name. I love this name, Lucha House Party. It makes 1,000% sense. How'd they get that one past Vince is my question.
Right? Yeah, it's almost like the Job Squad, where it's like, somebody wasn't paying attention when they okayed the name. We also have the Ascension, the Revival, and the B-Team. This is one of the few Raw versus SmackDown matches, Paystee, where the SmackDown team just looks completely OP over the
Yes, very much so.
And that's including the Colons.
Right. The Colons are as good as half of the Raw team.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
And everybody else is better than the Raw team, except for maybe Rude and Gable.
The only team that WWE has ever really backed on the Raw team is Rude and Gable.
No, they backed the B team. They were champions.
They didn't.
They were the champions.
Yes, they were. They happened to become champions, but I'm pretty sure nobody took them seriously, especially the writing team.
I did.
Did you believe?
I always believe.
Gotta believe. What do you got on this, Paystee?
Blue, baby!
Yeah, I have to agree. This one's hard to...
the New Day when they had the choice to pick who they wanted on their team, even though they've been rivals. So for them to be on the same page like that, this is going to be a tight match on Team SmackDown's part. And then just the additions of Sanity and the Good Brothers... That brings all the muscle you could possibly need. It'll be a good time.
Yep.
For SmackDown.
For
SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said it right there. It'd be super surprising if Raw took this one. Paystee, for your information and for the information of the millions listening at home.
Millions and the millions.
Lucha House Party is comprised of Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado.
Okay. And I think it's
Paystee,
Gran and Kalisto.
What does Lince Dorado mean in Spanish?
Lindsay corn chip with cheese coating.
The Golden Links.
Close. I was close.
Oh, I like all them guys. Actually, I really like all them guys.
Yeah, no, I remember when Drake Maverick first became GM of 205 Live, and I tuned in for 2 episodes. I saw the makings of this stable, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
They are super fun to watch.
So maybe if this is a contest based on fun, Team Raw will win. The problem is they don't have the fashion police. If they had the fashion police, they might have a chance.
Exactly. The fashion police is fun. They have the revival, and the revival is not exciting.
Raw team, they should have just went with it like balls to the wall, and it should just be all teams of goofs.
It should have. They could have had a whole skit throughout the whole thing. Just be like a 5-minute match of random skits. I mean, hell, if you're gonna have a shit show, just have fun with a shit show. That's what I say.
Hey, they're going to have Up, Down, Down League of Legends tournament, WWE versus NXT on War Games. So that's fun.
Ooh,
yeah.
That is fun.
I like that game. It's good fun.
I've never played it. I don't even know if I've heard of it. I think I've heard of it. It sounds familiar, but...
Oh, I'm sure you've heard of it. The most popular esports game for, like, close to a decade running. Yeah! On to the next one!
Next up, we have the Battle of the Tag Team Champions. The Raw Tag Team Champions of the AOP.
I had to stop and think. I'm like, whoa, AOP's the Tag Team Champions? Who the fuck did they win those off of? Looked it up. They beat Seth Rollins in a handicap match.
Yeah, they just did it last week. They just got it last week. So again, not a lot invested in a lot of these things. Nothing's been invested in the Authors of Pain other than that 300 plus guys can beat one 250-pound guy in a match.
Well, WWE invested in their rivals in this match with the Big Show.
The Bar. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar, featuring Big Show, which there's... I'm also in this camp. There's confusion online whether The Bar now is Cesaro and Sheamus and Big Show, or if it's The Bar featuring the Big Show. They don't really explain. So
I think it's just Big Show at ringside.
Well, I know for this match, but I mean in general. The consensus is Big Show part of The Bar, or is it The Bar?
Well, yeah, they set The Bar and
Big
he
Show?
raises The Bar higher. He's like their coach.
Does
That's
he?
the thing I made up in my head that they should probably write because it would be funny and work.
There you go. I dig that. This one I'm actually giving it to the new guys. I think it's easy to let the AOP win this.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't hurt.
I think
the
with the
Bar.
Big Show
And
at
you could
ringside, though, you got the power of that fucking one hand fucking
of the punch.
the thunder punch that John Cena stole.
When Big Show fists you, you feel it. That should be his saying. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say AOP. What do you got, Paste?
I'm gonna go with The Bar.
The Bar.
They got the Big Show. They got the numbers advantage. Big Show's pretty quick with that hand. Since it's his finisher, they gotta kayfabe it. So
I don't know how quick he is with that.
Well,
but it happens.
You know, it's a beautiful hand, and his victims can't look away.
It's a hand.
Is it getting closer? I think it's getting closer. Huh. What size ring do you wear?
It's like the dinosaurs to the meteor. You see it coming. Just can't really do nothing about it, I guess.
Eat a sandwich. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Any minute now.
I'll tell you who's got a quick punch is Nia Jax.
True that. Holy fucking shit.
So, we did talk on this a little bit, but again, there's debate in the wrestling world about whether Nia Jax is unsafe. And, we get this a lot whenever something happens. Mm-hmm. It happened with Brie Bella. It's happened with Samoa Joe. It's just, a lot of people, stuff happens, and it's like, well, it's just wrestling. It happens. Mistakes happen. We all get that. But, man, at some point, too, you do have to look at a track record. And I love Nia Jax. I've been behind her from the beginning. I love her music. I love her look. I love her... Her in-ring work is okay, but she could always work on that. But man, between Bayley, Sasha Banks, and now Becky Lynch. And those are just the people she's injured. You watch her wrestle. Sometimes there's some moves where you're just like, oh! you cringe a little, and it's like, okay, they're all right.
For Alexa Bliss. There's a whole bunch of superstars who she had matches with, and shortly thereafter they were shelved.
Yeah, Bayley got injured when she was working stiff with Bayley and fucked up Bayley's shoulder last year. Probably, I would think it was like around this time last year too. I hate to say it, but I think she could use going back down to NXT for a little while and kind of just somebody working with her.
Probably. Or there's the alternate. Lock her and Brie Bella in a Hell in a Cell match.
and whoever's left alive at the end.
You can continue to be a liability to our superstars. You earned it.
Yeah.
And you got to give them all the goods. Like have everything set up. Ladders set up, tables set up, chairs everywhere. Tell them they got to use everything. Thumbtacks.
Yes, they do.
Got to have thumbtacks.
Thumbtacks.
WWE's never had women use thumbtacks, have they?
Not women.
I
the
can't
first
wait for
time
the first time ever.
It's fun. I guess we can move along. So we got a Cruiserweight Championship match. This one has nothing to do with red or blue.
It's all purple, baby.
But all about mix. Yeah, it's all about mixing. I guess it's all about red and blue.
Yeah,
right?
There you go.
I guess.
You know, if red and blue makes purple, then why aren't 205 Live guys on both shows?
That's a good question. I think you better talk to Stephanie McMahon.
I should.
Stephanie Levesque. I want to call her Stephanie Levesque. The vest.
Levesque. I will fight you to the end of time.
She's Levesque. Around. Nothing's ever gonna keep her down.
That's basically what her theme song is already, right?
Yeah. Oh, this bitch. We got Buddy Dirt Murphy versus Mustafa I'm Not a Terrorist Ali. It's your pick, Paystee.
Oh, it's my pick.
Where do you see these two fellers?
I think Buddy Murphy keeps it. I don't know anything about this, but I'm thinking Buddy Murphy got it. He's on a good streak right now. I haven't really heard much about Mustafa Ali doing phenomenal things because he's not AJ Styles, and that would be against the rules. But
that is true.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Smurf.
I picked Mustafa to win the title when it was between Murphy and Mustafa, and he didn't. I'm going to double down on Mustafa Ali. I think, I don't mind Buddy Murphy having it, but Mustafa Ali is just, he's one of the best performers they have on 205 Live, and I'm okay with seeing him shine with the belt. Again, like you, I don't watch 205 Live. I don't really know what's going on. I feel horrible, but I feel even more horrible with what we're going to get into after this, that I haven't been keeping up on NXT either. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Mustafa Ali.
All right. Coming up next, we got the men's 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match.
So traditional.
It's so traditional. It's a tradition. Why would you break it? We've got, representing Team Raw, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. And representing Team SmackDown, we have Shane, the best in the world, copyright WWE, McMahon, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, and Samui Jewy.
Yeah, and he is Smooey.
Smooey Jewy.
He is Mooey Smooey. This one, I'm gonna try to put some reason behind it. I'm gonna try to put some storyline behind it. It's probably gonna be my downfall. But I am going to say that SmackDown takes it.
Ooh.
And my guess would be that the sole survivor... You know what bothers me about Survivor Series is there's so many Survivor Series where there's like 3 people left, and they're like, the sole survivors are Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre. And it's like, you motherfuckers
there
don't
can
know what the
only
word
be
soul
one.
does, do you? They're the survivors. They're not the soul survivors, you fuckheads. And they do it year after year. Yeah, I'm going to say that the Soul Survivor is the best in the world. I think it helps push the storyline. I think it helps stroke Shane's ego. I think it moves things along.
So you're
and as
calling
long as
for
it's a
Team
decent
Blue to
match,
win
I'm
2
okay with
years in
that.
a row? 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 years.
I don't think
now.
WWE knows what happened last year. I think Michael Cole's the only one that pays attention to that shit. Like, Michael Cole has it all down. He's got a dossier full of this shit. And nobody from creative looks at it. Yes, folks, I said dossier.
See, I look at this card. So your pick is SmackDown.
I'll say it a 4th time. SmackDown is my pick, Paystee.
So I look at this card, and I'm like, holy shit. It's not good. This match in general.
I told you the card wasn't good, and then you argued with me.
The card is okay. There's some good matches on this card. But this was not one of them, which is why it's relegated to the center of the pay-per-view. But I see Team Raw getting along quite a bit better than Team SmackDown. Because on Team SmackDown, I feel like the only 2 people who are going to get along at all is Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy. And they're going to be like trying to win the match, and everybody else is going to be not working together. And they'll be like, what the fuck? So I think Raw wins this one. And I think at this juncture, I think it's probably important for us. Oh, no, it's not. Forget that. Raw wins this one.
Not important at all.
Well, I was just going to suggest we pick who wins overall at this point.
We can wait till we've picked it at the end, and then we'll know. I just had an apostrophe, though, Paystee. Mm-hmm. Shane McMahon, he's in the midst of a heel turn, right? They're still kind of slow turning it, from what I understand. He hasn't, like, fully turned heel, right? He's not, like... But we're pretty sure this is where it's going. What do you think, Paystee? What do you think of a double turn? We got Daniel Bryan's gone heel. Shane McMahon is going heel. What if The Miz turned face?
I've been hearing rumors and murmurings about that.
What if he, like, comes out and he's like, I was right about Daniel. I told you guys all along what a jerk he is, what an ass he is. You know, I've told you about Shane McMahon and what an ass he is. And nobody listened. He's like, the proof is here.
Oh, yeah, and then The Miz fell out of the ring. He wanted to continue in the tournament in Saudi Arabia. Shane McMahon inserted himself.
Shane stepped on him like an ass. Stepping on the little guy. I don't want to see him to be face for long because he's such an amazing heel, but I think he could have a decent face run for
he gets
5
somewhere
months or
with
so.
it, and then he like gives that sly smile like, I got you guys.
Yeah, just give him like a 3 to 5 month reign of it. I'm on the fence.
See, the murmurs I've been hearing,
but I think Miz could pull it off.
Pretty much say what you said. And then they have it boiling
I
down to the Miz versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. And that's not something I want.
Which I don't want. No, I don't want that. I don't want Shane versus Daniel. I don't want a almost 60-year-old
Hunter
corporate and no, I don't want an almost 60-year-old corporate employee on WrestleMania. There's no reason that he should be wrestling at WrestleMania.
They get paid.
I know. I've heard his theme
paychecks.
Song. I get that. I get it from his perspective. And I get it from his dad's perspective, but from a fan's perspective, I don't need to see it.
And honestly,
but we know he's going to be there.
It's tradition for the McMahons to be well represented at WrestleMania.
Plus,
and so I feel like you're going to get it one way or another, especially with Triple H being out. There's not going to be a Triple H match at Mania. Shane is definitely going to have something going on. Somebody
has to represent the McMahons.
Yeah. It'll be Mr. Kennedy and Hornswoggle.
I miss Mr. Kennedy. He was so good. I think they dropped the ball.
I would love for them to bring him back.
I know he didn't help himself.
I would appreciate him being an older fella in the company. He'd be good. Him and Batista, I don't think I could be mad at. And why the fuck isn't Batista on this card? Now that Triple H is injured, Batista's just not going to do anything with WWE now. Watch.
He never did sign anything anyways. I think all they were doing was building up for a WrestleMania match, which isn't going to happen now.
Nope. And bet next year he'll be working on the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. And
if they could, I don't remember if you and I talked about this or not. We may have, we may not have. I might even be stealing your idea. I don't know. But if they could, which I don't think they're getting Rock at all, a Batista versus Rock match would kind of be interesting.
It would be passable. I like it. John Cena as the special guest ref. All the guys who went Hollywood.
There you go.
And then have Hulk Hogan somewhere because he's Hollywood. He could be.
I never looked into this, Paystee, but I read somewhere, is WWE done with Hulk Hogan now? Did they literally just bring him back for the fucking Saudi Arabia thing?
I have no idea.
I seen
they gotta
something and it was a
use him
headline
in parts
and
of
I
the world
click
fueled by hate.
Yeah, right? Because I didn't click on it and I didn't put much into it and I haven't heard anything else since, so it might just be complete bullshit and rumor, but I'd seen a headline that said, after Saudi Arabia, WWE no longer wants anything to do with Hulk Hogan. I'm like, holy shit. Not that probably doesn't even bother the Hulkster. He got his fucking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
no, I saw an article about how he was immediately canned right away, but that was a fake article, so.
Yeah, that might have been the headline I seen then, so. Who knows? I hope not.
It'd be so dumb. So dumb.
It would be. It'd be very WWE, but I guess. Up next, Paystee, we have the all-women's
After Gail Kim came out about the higher-ups
Evolution.
being racist, Vince was like, oh, we got to have a scapegoat.
Yes, escape the goat. Women's 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match, or some call it the Evolution match. Natalya, Tamina, Nia, Rubia, and Mikia. Asuka should be on there. Sonya and Asuka need to be on that team. Remove Ruby and Mickey so they all end in A. Natalya, Tamina, Nia, Asuka, Sonya. That's what they should have done. Carmella, they could have put her in there. They fucked this up. They should have been thinking ahead of time. They could have done some moving of people. Where was I at now? Natalya, Tamina, Nia, Ruby, and Mickey James versus Asuka, Naomi, Carmella, Sonya Deville, and she's not Charlotte's not replaced on there now?
Not yet, no. I have a strong feeling I know who it's going to be, and that's why when you brought up Mandy Rose earlier, I said I would have something to say later. I feel like Mandy Rose is going to be in here, and her and Sonya Deville are going to kind of further something here.
That could be.
Yeah. I mean, these are all the women who aren't good enough to be champions, so it doesn't fucking matter anyway. But
right. It really doesn't. But
yeah. No, I see that. And I don't think WWE has much faith in any of these women. Ruby Riott. Yeah. Therefore, I got to pick Team Raw.
Okay.
Yep.
Where am I at?
Boop, boop.
I picked
boop.
SmackDown there, and I picked SmackDown there. I think I'm just going to play the numbers, and I'm going to pick Raw on here just because I picked SmackDown for all of them so far.
Like I was saying before, we should pick our pick for who we think is going to win at this point, because I definitely felt that the men's 5-on-5 was a turning point for Raw. Which doesn't say much because there's only 2 matches beforehand that count. But yeah, I think it's pretty much a Raw flush after this.
Well, we know the last 2 are going to Raw.
So that brings us to the next match.
Intercontinental Champion versus U.S. Champion. The two titles McMahon forgets exists. Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't even had a match for over a month. No, he hasn't.
He's had the championship for quite a long time, and he hasn't been on a pay-per-view with it. He hasn't done shit with it.
So fucking stupid. I'm going with Shinsuke.
You're going with Shinsuke
Nakamura.
And
I am. I think you can easily have Dean Ambrose interfere and cost Seth the match. And I think since we know the next two almost have to be Raw, that they gotta give SmackDown something. Can they have them, all three of them? They can, I guess, but I don't think they will. So yeah, I'm gonna say this one goes to SmackDown. I'm gonna say Shinsuke takes it.
Yeah, when you bring in Dean Ambrose, it does kind of really tilt the scales. Especially since he cut that promo finally, explaining why he turned on them and then burnt the. Yeah, there's gonna be some shit. I think I gotta be in your boat. Shit. I think I'm gonna pick Shitskane.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Next, we got the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, taking on SmackDown non-women's champion, Charlotte Flair. This is another one. In all honesty, I see this ending in a no finish. Some kind of shenanigans. I don't know. You get to pick first. I'll let you go.
Rousey.
You're going Ronda. I'm going Rousey. You're going Rousey. I'm going Ronda. That's who I'm picking. But I do,
Charlotte
like I said,
Flair
I do feel like this
Grand
one.
Slam champion, by the way.
What's
Charlotte
that?
Flair is a women's Grand Slam champion, by the way.
She can be. She wasn't the first. Becky was the first.
Yeah. That's why she's the man.
She's the man. But yeah, I could easily see this having some kind of false finish. I think they easily could do that, and I think they probably will to try to save face with Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I'm going to take the safe route, though, and go with Ronda, because if there is a winner, it's going to be Ronda. Leads us to the main event. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the very first match of a WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan, since he got the title.
Congratulations, here's a championship. Now you're going to die and be forced to retire again.
Fed to the beast.
We have him sharpening up his elbows right now.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. But that does bring up a good question too. I mean, like I said, I don't see I don't see Bryan being champion for long. We don't know where he is health wise. Right. I mean, can he even put up with a full-time regime of being on every pay-per-view and stuff?
The thing I don't think he's going to be a champion for a long time. Maybe a month. Royal Rumble at the furthest, I think. But
right. I would agree.
Honestly, Daniel Bryan's got to look at it. Even though he's been cleared to wrestle again, he's doing his best to work more safely, as we know that's not necessarily true.
Right, kind of.
I think this is a dream match for him, and so I kind of see him to go all out. He might ask for Lesnar to bust him open, because if this is only ever going to happen once, it's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
And I do think Daniel Bryan more and more lately has seemed like he's not happy in the company. I mean, he refused to go to Saudi Arabia. I think he could be trying to hit his bucket list before he goes elsewhere.
Yeah, what you said right there is another reason that this really bothers me. This is a dream match. I've wanted to see Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. But like I said, I want to see a real match, and I want to have a reason for it.
There's no reason for any of Lesnar's matches. It's just so Lesnar can go out and fucking beat a guy up and nothing happens, and It's stupid.
But as you said, I don't want to see that. I want to see
think
a
we're
back
gonna see
and
that.
forth.
I think we're going to see a
Brian
really good match
stretches him.
without a story. And I think that's okay. In this scenario, I think that's just fine.
I think Brian deserves better.
He does, but he could have better stories with anybody else on the roster. You're not going to have a good story with Paul Heyman talking for Brock Lesnar. It's going to be the same thing that it always is. So why not just get to the fucking point? I like it.
That's fine also, but again, even if you say you don't have a quote-unquote story, at least build it up. At least give us weeks and, give us 3-5 weeks of build, of tension, of Paul Heyman coming out there saying that stuff, of Daniel Bryan saying, I know he outweighs me by twice as much, and I know nobody thinks I can do it, but nobody thought I could beat Triple H and, who the fuck was it? Randy Orton? Two nights in a row to become the champion, and nobody, at least give it build. At least let us want it.
It's
I don't
too much
want
of
it
the
right
same
now.
thing that way, though.
I don't
Every
want
time
it.
Daniel Bryan gets into a feud, he brings up that shit. I get it. A story would be nice, but you have Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, and you're not happy.
It's kind of... Well, look at it like this. It's kind of like pussy pasty. I can get random strange, and I do, but I don't sit there and I don't fucking enjoy it, and I don't sit there and think about it for nights afterwards. Or I can get a woman that I like, a woman that I take, weeks to get to know, and a woman that doesn't throw it all out there, and I could have some of the best sex of my life on one night, and I could be thinking about it for weeks later. Just because I can get pussy, and just because I take it, doesn't mean I have to want it. We were kind of talking about that before the show started. and I want this. I want them to want me to want it. I want Daniel to want me to want it. I want WWE to want me to want it. Right now, they don't. Right now, they don't want me to even watch it. And that bothers me.
But it's the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Why don't they want me to watch it?
You'll walk away being thankful for it.
I will be thankful that NXT exists, for sure.
No, I don't know. With the way everything is, and for the love of God, we didn't want to see WWE go this route with Survivor Series again. But if they have to, just like last year, you have to have a fucking solid match that makes this bullshit where they say it's the only time of year that this shit happens worthwhile. Right. And I don't think this match could happen any other time of the year. Basically, and mainly because Brock Lesnar's never going to SmackDown and Daniel Bryan will never go to Raw. Never. It's really the only way they can cross paths. I wish there was a story. I wish there would have been more time. Yeah. But I don't need it. Because it's going to be Paul Heyman saying the same thing. It's going to be Daniel Bryan playing the same underdog. He just turned heel on AJ Styles. We don't have any idea what direction this is going. This is going to be good just because it's going to be a hit and run match. I have faith. I don't know. Call me stupid. I might be singing a different tone next week.
I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping that this pay-per-view, I hope I Monday morning, I say, you know what? I have to go back and watch some of these matches because it just sounds awesome. I hope so.
I don't think it'll be awesome, but I think it'll be better than it looks on paper. The traditional 5-on-5s are pretty shitty. Shitty lineups across the board for those. But even those have potential to have some good moments.
Oh, yeah, and Survivor Series, just in general, the traditional Survivor Series matches, they're all about the gimmick. There's barely been any really good ones. There's a handful that you could pick out if you look into it, but, it just doesn't build itself to be... It doesn't build itself to be good. When you throw that many people into one ring, it's hard to make a good, coherent story within the match. I will say this for WWE. They tend to, when they look like really good on paper, they tend to disappoint. And when they look really shitty on paper, they tend to do good or great. So according to their track record, they should do good or great on Survivor Series because I'm not liking what's on paper. So it could happen. I'll wait and see. I'm not going to watch it Sunday. I know it. I'm not
sure
going to.
You're going to watch at least the last 3 matches.
Yeah, if I find out that any of those 3 are really good, I'll tune in and watch those 3 at least. But I need to know they're good.
I already know I'm going to end up watching the entire thing twice. Once when it airs, and then another time when the family's over and I'm hosting Thanksgiving, because my grandpa's going to be like, well, put on some wrestling. That's what he comes over for.
There's just so much good wrestling right now. I just watched the I was a week late, or 2 weeks late, I think, but I just watched MLW's Spin the Wheel, Make a Deal for Halloween, and they literally had an everything match. Like, it was a fucking body bag match, it was an anything goes match, it was a ladder match, it was like everything. And it was Sami Callihan versus Jimmy Havoc.
Well, fuck, man. And when you do this, you gotta be like, oh, Paystee, watch this, because I'm watching this, and we can talk about this.
Well, go watch it. It's on YouTube,
It doesn't
man.
matter. We're recording right now.
Well,
Tell me
I'm
when.
Saying, you should,
and we can
you should just watch every MLW. They're less than an hour. They're all on YouTube. They air every week. Just watch them. But what I loved about it is they started getting busted open and getting cut and stuff. And this motherfucker, Sami Callihan, he takes out a fucking lemon and just starts squeezing lemon juice over all the fucking cuts and shit. And I'm just like, that's something you never think of. And it's something that, like, in reality, compared to all the other stuff you're getting hit with, isn't going to hurt near as much.
But the thought of it.
But it's something... Yeah, and it's something everybody at home can relate to. You and I can't relate to getting thrown through a ladder.
Salt would be a good thing, too.
He did. He busted out salt later on in the match and started dumping salt on him. And Matt Straker, well, that's putting salt in his wound. Like,
thanks, Matt.
So, I mean, there's so much fun and good wrestling to watch from people that want us to watch it, like are going out of their way to give us a product. I got to give them first dibs at this point, man. WWE's pushed me there where I can't just rest on my laurels anymore. I can't just say, well, it's WWE, so I'm going to watch it. I want them to earn it. Did you ever say your pick? I know what your pick is, but I don't think we've ever officially made your pick.
You know, I'm still torn. Like, this is obviously...
You're like Natalie and Imbruglia.
It's obviously in the favor of Brock Lesnar, but this is Daniel Bryan we're talking about here.
It's Daniel freaking Bryan.
He beat 3 people in 2 matches at WrestleMania to become the WWE champion.
Yeah.
He is the man who can, the yes man. He's a heel now, so I don't know how it's gonna fucking... What if he wins by cheating? That'd be so brilliant.
Low blowing the Lesnar.
I'm really off to a shitty record this year anyway. So I think I'm going to go with Deebs.
All right. Not where I seen you going, but...
It's not where I seen me going either.
I can't blame you for having
but
faith.
It's true. I'm pretty sure by the end of this year, I'm going to be doing whatever fucked up things our fans come up with.
Yeah, I got to go back and try to get a good count on all of our stuff, because when our OneNote flunked on us, we lost our
I managed to pull back another dozen pages from the brink, I guess. We have through 41 now.
I think that's where we were.
Well, I mean, 52 weeks in a year. We missed a couple of episodes. We should have all of this year's. I'm sure we have from Mania on. I don't know. This is thrilling material.
Fucking amazing.
Brilliant broadcasting. Let's keep on trucking to the main event, shall we?
Keep on trucking to the Saturday night main events.
Yeah.
Remember that show? This is the real Saturday night main event.
Fuck yeah, it is. 4 matches that'll probably put all of Survivor Series to shame for the 3rd year in a row.
NXT War Games 2. Yes. I'm so glad that they brought War Games back.
Yes.
And this, I mean, we'll get to it. We're not going to do it now, but man, this War Games could even be better than last year's War Games with who's involved.
Yeah, this is... Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
And I hope it goes on last. I think this is, to me, this is bigger, and I want to see this more than the championship match, in all honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, and NXT's been pretty good about having their bigger feature over their championship match on the pay-per-views. So,
yeah.
Yes.
So we start out with the NXT Women's Championship match. We see the dazzling Shayna Baszler defending her title against the Pirate Kairi Sane.
The third encounter between these two contenders.
Yes.
Looking forward to this.
What do you got?
You go first on this one, my friend.
I am going to say the same thing that I continue to say. Shayna should be getting called up, especially the more and more that Ronda's getting up there. And Kairi is just such a phenomenal athlete that I have to say Kairi Sane. I'm going with her for the win. She deserves it. She'll do great with it, and it doesn't hurt Shayna. Shayna's been so dominant in this feud anyways that it's not going to hurt her to lose this one.
Shayna already won it back once. So, and this is a Big Four weekend. It would make total sense for her to lose it and get called up next week. Right. Total 100%. I'm in the boat with you.
We're taking the boat with Kairi.
Yes. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Because Paystee, as we've heard from commentary, she is a real pirate because she has been in a yachting club. Fucking Cole.
She's a real pirate.
I like the guy, but
because
sometimes.
She steals music on Napster.
Yeah, right. She's a real pirate because she downloads from Pirate Bay.
There you go. There's the modern reference we needed. Napster. Yeah. No wonder this guy doesn't understand how to Snapchat.
Oh, good shit. Kidnapster. Was that South Park or which one did Kidnapster? I think that was
South Park.
I can't think of the episode. I can just think of the name Kidnapster. It sounds like South Park, though. All right, so we both got Sane for the win. I think that's a Sane pick.
Yes.
Next on the radar is the War Games match. Paystee, we have the Undisputed Era, comprised of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roddy Strong.
Defending their War Games championship.
Yes, against Pete Dunne, Ricochet,
Pete Dunne and Pete Dunne?
The War Raiders.
Holy shit.
Both Dunne and Dunne. The team of Dunne and Dunne. You know what? With me not watching NXT lately, I haven't even seen how War Machine has done in NXT. I'm assuming great.
I don't think they could go wrong.
But I don't know.
This feels a lot like last year's match. But
yeah, very similar.
On another level. Like, Undisputed Era's gotten infinitely better, and this team that they're going up against is very similar to last year's team, but a couple levels ahead.
It is, but yeah, like you said, And
last year, wasn't it 5-on-5 too? And this year it'll only be 4-on-4.
Yeah, and Killian Dane last year definitely impressed me. But Alexander Wolf, Killian Dane, like, I wasn't big. I'm still not big fans.
That was
on
their best match, though.
They definitely won me over on that match. But I wasn't big on them. Eric Young is always super solid, but he's never amazing. He's trustworthy. He's solid. He's a good hand. But guys like Pete Dunne and Ricochet are just phenomenal off the
Yeah.
chart. Fantastic. And then you got War Machine, who you could say are like Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane, except that they have a lot of experience behind them. And
or
they
even
have
the Authors of
chemistry
Pain.
together.
That's who I would be comparing them
Yeah.
to in comparison to last year.
Yeah. But they've been around much longer than the Authors of Pain. And like I said, they got the chemistry together. So
Horrible
potential
fucking name they gave them.
yeah, I'm not big on the War Raiders. I mean,
Vikings
it sounds
on the
Mad
blood
Maxian,
tide.
I guess. And if they didn't want to do War Machine, at least they give a little nod to their... It's better than fucking TK61.
That's my favorite team. TM61, because it's a Pokemon move.
I always liked the Mighty Don't Kneel. I loved the name, the Mighty Don't Kneel. I loved what it meant. And then TM61 is fucking the Mighty 61.
Right.
What?
Are they even around anymore?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
still around. I don't think they're doing much, but they're
not
there.
Big event material, apparently.
No. Well, with a name like TM61, I don't think anybody wants to read that on a fucking marquee.
I think I already looked this up once.
What are you looking up? Trying to figure out what the 6-1
I can't
means.
type and talk at the same time.
The 6-1 is like some kind of international
TM61
code
is the Pokemon move for Will-O-Wisp. It inflicts burn on
Jeff Hardy.
the target.
So Jeff Hardy's move. It's one of Jeff Hardy's moves in
Yes.
Pokemon.
It inflicts
Nice.
a wicked burn.
So there's a tag team in NXT that uses Jeff Hardy's Pokemon move.
They're named after
amazing.
Jeff Hardy's Pokemon move.
Yes, they're named after Jeff Hardy's Pokemon move.
I don't even know how to get Jeff Hardy in Pokemon.
I love it even more now.
We'll be talking
just
about
do.
that, though, in just over a week on Butter Pop Culture.
Yeah. Dick Pikachu.
It's the legendary Pokemon episode.
The legendary Pokemon episode.
Epsidoo! A legendary Pokemon formed from a typo in spelling. Merged from the blood and bonds of man and mind.
Hey, if Pwned can get over it from a typo, Epsido should be able to get over it.
Yes.
You pwned that typo. All right, Paystee, you're up first on this one. Where do you see this going?
God. Straight to the history books.
It's tough, isn't it? Right?
I'm so excited for this. This is my new favorite time of the year. It really is. And I hope they keep this going.
I hope they do.
God,
also.
I wish they would do this on the main roster at Survivor Series.
Paystee, I was just gonna say, I almost hope they never bring it to the main roster.
But at Survivor Series, it would make sense
when they bring
to have
it up.
War Games.
They always ruin things when they bring them up from NXT.
I know,
they don't need to ruin War
but
Games.
I want to see them try. I want to see them do
It's gonna
it
be
right.
just fucking-
I just want...
All it's gonna be is a spot fest for Shane McMahon again, Paystee.
That'd be awesome.
It's going to be the greatest or the best in the world. Shane McMahon presents WWE War Games. That's how it's going to be billed.
Starring Shane McMahon. Fighting a team of jobbers.
Fucking Shane O'Mac. What do you think? This one's kind of a difficult one.
He's got 3 other people who look just like him, and they all come out of their cages first. God, I'm gonna steal your pick. I think.
I didn't put my pick down.
But I'm using my Episdo's powers of psychiatry.
I could use that, Lo. You should really use those powers on me. I could really use them.
I gotta go with the guys who have the experience, and it's the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, baby. Especially with all four of them. Didn't they four come together at War Games last year?
Yes, they did.
They did. So, oh, god damn it! What the fuck's his name? Who joined them?
Roddy Strong.
Yeah. Or Roddy Strong turns on them. Yeah. And this was a big year-long ploy. That'd be awesome.
That would be something else, man. You are right. You did pick my pick. It's debatable.
It's very debatable. I love both teams.
But I would love for the Undisputed Era to be able to hang their hat on War Games. That way, if it does come up to the main roster, there'd be a good reason to put them in the first one. So they could say, we're the kings of War Games. So I kind of like that. They're the ones who brings it to the roster. That'd be awesome. Although the War Raiders, I mean, they do share part of their name with War Games, so they got that going. I don't know what that means. But...
If they win and then next year it's called War Raider Games.
Right. Oh, next up we have Aleister Black versus newly heel Johnny Gargano. Paystee, I have not gotten to see any heel Gargano yet, and I feel horrible. I feel like I missed my son's football game or something. So I don't know. All I can say is I don't know where this feud has been or where it's going. I feel so bad that I can't keep up on NXT, but I'm gonna go Gargano. I think with him just newly turning heel, I think he has a lot to gain by beating Aleister Black. I just want to
know, where's the North American Championship right now?
Somewhere in North America.
Who has it?
Who does have the North American Championship?
I'll be really surprised if it's not on the card by the time the show rolls around. I don't feel like 4 matches is enough.
Depending on how long War Games is going to be. I mean, remember, an NXT pay-per-view is like 2 hours, Loke. It isn't the 12 hours that the rest of WWE's
ones should be.
Have.
Give me just 2 hours straight of War Games.
Oh, it is currently Ricochet, so Ricochet's already on here. So he's representing.
It's dumb that he's not defending his championship, but I understand why they put him in War Games. God, that's gonna be such a good fucking match. As for Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano,
this is gonna be an amazing match. 2 super talented individuals.
And because Aleister Black would be horribly molested on the main roster by Vince McMahon and misused and abused, I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon, so wins aren't really a thing for him. I think I'm going to go with Gargano. God, this is a boring one.
Isn't it sad that, at least to me, and you might even agree with me, it happens once or twice an episode, I find it so sad that I look at like Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano, and I think the only way they have success in WWE is either staying in NXT or going to 205 Live. It's just fucking sad.
They're going to ruin Black. They didn't do good with Finn. They haven't done really good by Bray in a long time. Black is just going to get thrown in that crowd. Baron Corbin. Fucking Johnny Gargano has a shot on the main roster if when he goes to the main roster, he's immediately thrown into a program with Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan could be the most elevated thing on the show in a very long time. but they would have to jump on that right away in order to get Vince to understand what he should mean to the main roster.
Well, and one of those guys has to turn face by then. Because they both just turned heel. Actually, old Gargano put up a Twitter post with him and Daniel Bryan from like 3-4 years ago. And it was like, God, what did he put in there? Oh, score another one for the good guys. Which I thought was awesome. Just a little play on them both turning heel and shit. I thought that was great. Good for him. That brings us to the championship match of the night. The NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream.
Ooh, buddy. I think I'm going to differ with you on this match and this match alone. I think. Using that psychic prowess again.
that Epsido power.
Well, Johnny Gargano just turned heel, and Tommaso Ciampa never turned face. So, this is a long shot. But Velveteen Dream could take the championship and make something of it. Even if he only ran with it for a little while and lost it again and fell back to the mid-card, that'd be okay. Because once again, Velveteen Dream don't get called up to the main roster right now.
Oh, gosh, this guy's
fashion police for sure,
man.
And I'm shooting with my penis here, and I'm gonna say Velveteen Dream is gonna take home some gold, and Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano will reunite to become NXT Tag Team Champions once more.
Paystee has the Velveteen Rabbit winning the NXT Championship. You're right. We're going to differ. I was kind of back and forth on this, but we have to differ. We have to differ on one of the fucking matches, or it's no fun at all. And this one,
how amazing is it that the more predictable card is feeling like it's going to be the better show?
Right. Hey, I've said it. I'm sure our fans are sick of hearing me say it, but I've said it so many times. I like unpredictability, but unpredictability just to be unpredictable is not good. I will take a great build-up and a great match that's completely predictable over a shit show that's unpredictable. And this is a good example of that. So yeah, I'm going to go with Tomato Champagne. I think Tomato Champagne keeps the title. I would love to see DIY get back together, though. I think that would be awesome. A heel DIY is going to be better than a face DIY.
100%. Who the fuck are the NXT Tag Team Champions? Undisputed Era, probably.
I don't think it is anymore. Is it War Raiders?
So Undisputed Era is kind of on a downslope right now. Might be a good time for Roddy to turn on them. I still got to go with the guys who have the experience. I got to.
Oh, no, it is still Undisputed Era. That's good. That is good. That makes me happy.
Pete Dunne still UK champ?
Man, you're going to go through all these fucking things.
And then I'm going to have you tell all these lovely people when we're supposed to be able to start watching NXT UK.
Let's go to WWE NXT. That'll give me everything I want to know. Have they officially put out a date for NXT UK? Yeah, they did.
I thought it was supposed to start like right after the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, I think it did. So I think it's probably already began.
Well, I know what I'm going to start watching every week now. Wednesdays are going to be my fucking day.
I'm gonna try to watch NXT before I start watching NXT UK.
I'm gonna watch both. They're back to back. Why would you watch one and not the other?
Well, it's streaming, so anything's back to back.
I mean, they're each hour long shows. It's only a 2-hour thing you got to sit through, and it'd be worth it. I think it's going to be good, and I intend on tuning in, so hopefully I'll be talking to you guys about that next week.
Yeah, you can be in charge of that. I'll watch NXT. I'm gonna try to get back into that. I'm not excited to start NXT UK unless it ends up being something fantastic, which I got no doubt it would be, but at this point, with as much wrestling as I have to watch, it's not topping my list of things I want to watch. You might have to look that up while I'm looking this up. It's turning out to be harder than I wanted it to be.
So much research.
You'd think on the WWE website for NXT, like let's go to Superstars. Let's see if that'll do something. They have their own. Oh, here we go. Yep, it is under Superstars. What did you want to know?
Who's the UK champion?
Oh, they don't have that on. Yeah, here it is. It's still Pete Dunne. Good. So we got a lot of champions in the fucking War Games match. We got the tag champions. We've got the North American champion. We got the United Kingdom champion.
You know, Raw and SmackDown should do that for Survivor Series where they only have one 5-on-5 men's match. And it's all the champions versus all the other champions. All the champions. And that's the way it should be.
I kind of like that.
And then Brock, you know, it could be a longer match and Brock still doesn't have to do anything for about 5 minutes of the match, you know? Yeah, it would be cool. Of course. That's what you should do. Because then you can have those stare-off moments, too, when the equal champions get in the ring together. I think that could be a lot of fun. Think about that, WWE. You can't sabotage our show anymore WWE. Like you used to when we were live and young and dumb and didn't understand how to make good product.
NXT UK will air 8 p.m. UK time every Wednesday. What the fuck is that in United States time?
So it's not back-to-back on the network?
My guess is it's different because the WWE UK, WWE Canada, and WWE USA have different, they're not the exact same.
But I mean, they don't record live for the show, so it doesn't have to air I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it air. I think that's just for the UK. I don't think that's for the United States.
I would assume they would debut it right after normal NXT. Just have them back to back. Slathered and covered.
What time does NXT UK? Why are things so difficult to find? Shouldn't be this hard to look things up, Paystee. NXT UK air date in USA. So it debuted the 17th of October. So it's been going for a month now. Does it tell us a time? It doesn't. Why don't you just turn on your WWE Network? It airs on WWE Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. That would be 7 Central Time here.
All right. So it's before.
And then in UK, apparently, it airs at 8 p.m. in the United Kingdom as well.
Okay. That makes sense. Air it at the convenient time for everybody since it's not a live show.
Yeah, for sure. So 7 o'clock is NXT, 6 o'clock is 205 Live, and 8 o'clock is NXT UK.
Oh, it's the 205 sandwich. Cruiserweight sandwich. I like it.
Yeah. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. No, I mean, the NXT UK roster is just jam-packed full of amazing athletes. I don't mean to write it off. I kind of sound like, I just got so much to do, and you see a lot of the UK guys on NXT anyways that it might become normal viewing for me, but right now I don't even barely get time to watch NXT as normal viewing. To take 2 hours out to watch NXT shouldn't be as difficult as it tends to be. I try to make sure to watch Impact. I try to make sure to watch MLW.
All you gotta do is watch 2 hours less Futurama a week.
God, I haven't watched much Futurama in a long time, Loke. You'd be surprised. I do watch a good amount of Bob's Burgers, though.
Their new songs are kicking. I like it. The new season's pretty on point.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for their next musical collection to come out.
It's such a musical show, and it just doesn't even come off as it. But it very much is. Well, Paystee, I think that's our show, man.
Hey. What do you know? It's time to go. Pray for Joe.
So it's definitely going to be an interesting... God, it's going to be an interesting end of the year for WWE because, as we stated starting this, I have no idea where anything's going in the next week. Fucking let alone next year.
It's a weird place right now. I'm very interested to see what happens going forward. And we'll be here with you folks every step of the way, carrying you through, because that
walking hand in
is
hand.
What we do.
Folks, when you look back on the beach and you see only 2 sets of footsteps, you know that Paystee White and Fat Mack have been carrying you into the ocean to drown you and then rape your family.
Oh, God, no. No.
Too far there? Yeah. Too far?
Edit that out.
Okay. But we do love you. We do love you. Footsteps in the sand. Footsteps
Once again, folks, my challenge for you this week is to go to our Facebook page, like it if you haven't already, join us for some madness, and give us a review. Let us know what you think, good or bad. It will be read on the show, and you will get a shout out and thank you from us on the show, because this is how I talk now for the rest of the episode, because I'm watching my voice signature in Audacity.
Folks, let's end the fucking episode now. God.
We still got time to kill, buddy.
Yeah, the emphasis on kill. Yeah, definitely check us out. Drop us a line. Hit us up on all of our social media ventures. Feel free to give us an email. beefstickspodcast@gmail.com. Hard to get through that one.
Man, Paystee. It is hard to get through. And until next week, folks, continue trying to find the will to survive.
The will-o'-the-wisp.
Yes, TM61.
The eye of the tiger.
The eye of the tiger.
So with that, I am, as always, have been the woman.
Ends. Yes, they sign off and on again.
I am the woman, Fat Mack.
And I am the troglodyte, Paystee White.
And we will definitely beef smack you later.
Beef in your ear holes. Powered by Cloud Style Broadcasting.